Ryan, right?
Yep.
Jason Barnett, MindKits, obviously. So, firstly, just do a little super basic introduction of yourself, what you do.
Yep. Ryan Davidson, work at GNS Science down in Gracefield, Lower Hutt. Did an apprenticeship in machining. Finished that maybe 2.5 years ago. Did New Zealand Diploma in Engineering. Finished that just a few months ago.
Cool.
Yeah, been 3D printing now for maybe 3 years.
Oh yeah, so quite a while. Got a decent amount of experience.
Yep.
Cool. Is that a key role that you do within the business at GNS?
We've got the only 3D printer in GNS. We started out just having my own personal one, and I got a bit of work through GNS just using that one. They saw the value in that and decided to invest in their own.
Yeah. What machine did you have yourself?
I had a Up Plus 2.
Oh yeah, which is good starting point. Was there something you were just interested in your own spare time and bought a printer and started teaching yourself while you were studying, or?
Yeah. Me and the guy I worked with here just wanted to sort of stay on top of emerging technologies, and so we thought it would be a good idea to spend our own money, and it worked out quite well.
What's your experience been? Because you guys have a Ultimaker 3, is that right?
Yeah, 3 extended.
3 extended, cool. And what's your experience been using that, coming from the Up Plus and just your general experience with 3D printing?
Yeah, the biggest thing was probably the accessibility to the options that Cura gives you. With the Up Plus 2, you're locked into the proprietary software, and there's only a few settings you can change.
Right.
So that really limits sort of things you can print.
For sure. So are you meaning the general settings that Cura has, or are you meaning the profiles that are pre-designed for material options?
Just the general settings, how they give you access to change all the parameters.
Yep. And did you find that sort of learning curve relatively straightforward?
Yeah, because you just start changing a couple of things at a time, see what you're comfortable with.
Trial and error.
Yeah.
See how things work. Yep.
There's lots of stuff online with other people doing that stuff, so you can...
Totally. That's a huge bonus of using something like Cura. That's obviously a very popular mainstream product, and by being open and not just locked to Ultimaker, you've got a huge user base, and so everyone's continually funneling their experiences together into forums and things like that, so it's really easy to learn off each other. So what material are you mostly printing with?
If it's just for prototyping, mostly just PLA because it's cheap and it prints fast.
Yeah.
Using a lot of CPE for more functional type things.
Yep.
Now, put a nylon every now and then as well.
How did you end up, had you initially been using ABS, or did you just jump straight into CPE?
On the Up Plus, I only used ABS.
Oh, it's ABS only, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a good change. I was a bit worried about the PLA because I've heard some things how it degrades over time, but I've never had any trouble with that.
No, exactly. I find, unless you put it in direct sunlight for extended periods of time, then it kind of starts to go brittle. Have you seen Ultimaker just launched Tough PLA?
Yeah, I have seen that. I haven't actually ordered any more filament since that came out, but I'll definitely put it on my next.
Yeah, I haven't had a huge amount of experience yet, but from printing with it, it's essentially meant to be their direct replacement for ABS. So the same sort of reliability, low shrinkage, low warping, easy printing experience of PLA, but with higher temperature resistance and mechanical strength, similar to more functional prototyping. Yeah, I saw the topographical map sort of structure that you put together with the multicolored part. What was the purpose of that?
That was one of the geologist scientists up in Taupo. He does a lot of sort of groundwater sedimentary stuff, and I just wanted to have his 3D models so you can take them around and show people in 3D, hands-on, and you can take separate layers off and see the different sediments below them, which are shown in different colours.
Cool.
That was the first big geological map I had done. Definitely the most complicated, all the different layers. There's a lot of time getting his sort of CAD models to be 3D printable.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure what sort of data he was using, but it took a while. I've done some scan data of underwater volcanoes
cool.
as well. Brothers Volcano. I think that one ended up being quite big, and some other ones I've done about 600 mil by 600 mil square seafloor models as well.
while we're here, how long have you been using the Ultimaker 3 extended now?
Well, probably just over 2 years now.
Oh, right. So you've got
2 years, I think.
pretty like full experience of it then, obviously. Is there anything that sticks out to you that you like as a user error or a design issue or any problems that you've had?
Probably the main one was the PVA absorbing
Moisture.
the moisture when we
For
first
sure.
got it.
Yeah.
We brought one of the enclosures to stick on the back, which eliminates that problem, but it was a little bit frustrating at first.
You got any future projects or anything that you're working on at the moment?
Yeah, sure. I try and keep it running 24/7. If I'm designing something, just if it's free, even if I'm only just started the design, I'll chuck my design that I've started on there, get it printing. Then when I come in the next day, I can sort of hold it in my hand and be like, oh, this needs to be changed. So it saves me a lot. I could spend a few days designing something, then realise it's wrong, or I can just print something overnight, come the next morning and realise then.
Yeah. Could you elaborate on that a little bit in terms of what impact regular 3D printing has had on your design iterations? How, affecting your problem solving and time for turnaround?
Yeah, sure. I guess it saves a lot of time, and in the end it'll save a lot of money, because I won't spend a week designing one thing, then say machining it out of metal, and then it's wrong.
Yeah.
I can each day I can print how far I've got in plastic, or it could be a final product in plastic as well, and I'll find the problem before, and I can make those changes straight away.
Yeah. One little thing that I've found helpful when prototyping is rather than printing like a whole part, if you only want to check whether a particular section of that part, say like fits or slots into something, you can grab the model and actually push it through the bed.
Oh yeah.
So you can actually take the model and you could like orient it, push it through the bed, and essentially just within Cura slice off the majority of the object and just print like a corner or a small section of it, so that you can really quickly just pull that one piece off and see if that fits without having to print the whole thing to find out whether that one section is correct.
Yeah. So cutting it up in SolidWorks and stuff like that.
Have you seen the print one at a time feature?
Yeah, I saw something about that today.
Yeah, so it's been in there for a while, but if you go down to the bottom of the menu, I think it's under experimental, or one of the very bottom ones in Cura under custom, and if you turn that on, it actually it is partially limited by the height of the gantry, but if all of your models are within sort of a 15 millimeter, the height maximum. It can essentially print one part, finish that, and then move over, print another part, finish that, rather than doing all 3 or 4 or 5 at the same time. So if it did fail partway through a print, you've still got X number of them that completed, or in some cases, some of those parts will finish, and I'll actually not go over and knock them off the bed, and while it's still printing, take bits off, and it kind of changes the manufacturing speed a little bit.
Yeah. That's quite interesting, because we print like a big batch of something, and we find that if it does one layer of each part, it takes quite a while to get back to the original part, and the adhesion is not as good because it's cooled down, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But if it just prints that one part together at one time, it's a lot stronger.
Yeah.
So that could definitely be
definitely check that out, because that's exactly the sort of use case that I do when I'm printing. If I'm printing, like a set of 6, 7, 8, 10 little bits or something like that, rather than doing all of them, just finish one, finish the next one, finish the next one. I definitely find that to be better, and also means you sort of have less problems with your warping and adhesion issues and things like that. Do you use in Cura the layer view?
Yes.
That allows you to visualize what's happening? Yeah. Because you'd be surprised how many people don't actually know that that's there. And it means that they're really going through this trial and error where they're clicking a bunch of things and then just print it and kind of see what happens, because so many, like the support, for example, it doesn't visualize the support, so you're really making an assumption unless you've got somewhere to see that.
I always catch something out that I've got the wrong setting on or something.
Another small tip for the Ultimakers is if you rotate your parts 45 degrees, you get better print accuracy. Because of the way that the gantry works with the X and Y rails running through the head, if it's just traveling along one rail, there's potential for more play in the belts. But if you rotate the part 45 degree angle, when it's printing a straight line, it's engaging both axes, and that counters the inertia and play in the print head.
Yeah.
So you can actually print at faster speeds without having to like slow it down to account for that. Because I don't know if you've noticed that the faster you print, obviously it decreases the surface quality because of that inertia of the sudden stopping, changing corner at high speed.
The accelerations. And
What sort of adhesion do you use on the glass? Are you just
pretty much just a glue stick for everything.
Yeah. Same with using like nylon and CPE glue stick as well.
Yeah, as long as I glue it and give it a clean maybe after every 4 prints, I don't really have any adhesion issues. We just ordered the advanced printing kit, so we've got the front door on there now.
Oh yeah, that'll definitely help with your CPE and nylon for sure.
Yeah. But I haven't had to use that. Is it the sticky?
Yeah, the adhesion sheets. Yeah, they're a little bit. I was a bit standoffish on using them initially, and then since like working out sort of how to work with it a little bit, I've actually found it to be really good. So it's not like you need to replace it all the time, unless a part gets seriously stuck, and in the process of getting the part off, you potentially like damage it. You can basically just print on top of it over and over and over and over again. So that pack of sheets, like I've had the same one on the printer for like a month now. Cool. I think that was it, unless you had any other sort of thoughts or experiences that might be appropriate.
How are you finding the S5?
That is a good question. I was lucky enough to get like early access to that and do beta testing. So I've had it for about 2.5 months now. It's awesome. It's really, really good. It is a meaningful upgrade from the Ultimaker 3. They've listened to the community and essentially tailored all of the additional features that people were asking for. The reliability is even higher. I've done quite a few prints that have been over 10 days long now. I've essentially had no failed prints since I started printing with it. So on the Ultimaker 3 how it does a 3-point leveling to level the bed to just like generate a plane. This does 44-point leveling. So it's super accurate. The first layer is just like bang on every single time. Other than that, I mean, it's not faster. It's quieter, even though that's not a major issue. This is designed to be more of a office-based machine. So for them, it was really important that it was essentially silent, which it is.
New steppers, doesn't it?
It has support for new print cores, which are coming out. So you've got the AA and the BB print core. There's a new set of print cores coming called the CC, which is a hardened print core designed for carbon fiber and glass fiber infused filaments.
Yeah, I saw the video come out yesterday or the day before.
Yeah, unfortunately, although those print cores will fit in an Ultimaker 3, the extruder on the Ultimaker 3 is not designed to deal with those materials. The knurled wheel that's inside the S5 and the feeder is got a 20 times harder surface coating on it. If you try and run the carbon fiber material through an Ultimaker 3, basically you'll like wear down that wheel within a few weeks.
Right.
So that's a bit of a bummer at the moment. On that note, Ultimaker's signed, I think it was like 17 partnerships with all the world's leading chemical manufacturers. And so over the next sort of 12 to 18 months, there's actually going to be, with the whole point of this new print core is to allow for true industrial plastics. And so what Ultimaker's done is open up a program for working with the chemical manufacturers to not only convert these like long-term industrial plastics that have been around for decades and use into filament 3D printable versions of the plastics, but to also go through a process of producing third-party profiles for Cura. So the idea would be that you can buy these really exotic plastics, and then you can just go into the like Cura toolbox and download the company's pre-designed profile and have this sort of real click, plug and play experience with these new options. So it's really going to sort of crack the whole 3D printing industry open. So we're in the process of doing that at the moment. We've just reached out to a couple of different companies, and I've just in the last few days received a range of new materials for testing. So we'll be sharing that information with customers as soon as we can about sort of what new options are available to trial and have a play with. All of this is pretty experimental, obviously, but
yes, it's definitely changed a lot even since I got my Ultimaker 3. I mean, they brought out 2 new nozzles, maybe 3 different new plastics since then, and updated the firmware. Cura's been updated quite a lot. Yeah, it's really, really good. Yeah,
so on that side, I guess it's quite nice that you're not buying something that's necessarily like a static product that only does like it, add the, I guess it's almost like an iPhone or that sort of thing where because of the software side of things, they're actually able to add features, and I guess hardware as well, add additional functionality further down the track, which gives it more value to your initial purchase. Yeah. Cool. All right. Thank you very much for your time, Ryan.
No worries, Jason.
Good to talk to you, and enjoy the rest of your day, and best of luck with all the upcoming projects.
Cool.
Thanks. Cheers, mate. See ya.